topics was Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts. God, I always butcher their name. But there's concerns now with Wentz. He has a foot injury. We don't know when he's going to be back. He got it during training camp. They're saying like 5 to 12 weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
I think once the Carson Wentz to the coach down, we basically agreed that this was the move that can get them over that hump. They needed a really good quarterback to really get them there because they're already pretty good offensive team, pretty good defensive team. They just needed a few more pieces to really get this team like to being serious.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of question marks surrounding Carson Wentz. Like, how about his last season? I want to talk about this before. Was his last season with the Eagles? It wasn't beautiful. It wasn't a perfect marriage, and they ended up breaking up and shipping him off. What did you feel about Carson Wentz's season last year, and how does that compare to this season and how things will be different? Because I really think Carson Wentz is a damn good quarterback on a really good team. You surround him with pieces, and he's going to do some really fine things for you.
Yeah, and I think that was the issue with the Eagles. They had zero pieces. That team was not good. The roster was not good, and that's not speaking as a biased Giants fan, but the record reflected that that team was just not good. And the only reason why they won some of those games that they played, like the game against the Giants, was because Carson Wentz played out of his mind. So I still don't understand the hate for Carson Wentz, because when he's on, and the only reason why he's making so many mistakes is because he has no O-line in front of him, and he's pretty much throwing it to players who literally were working in grocery stores like weeks earlier. So like, come on. What do you want Carson Wentz to do? It just doesn't make sense.
Now he's with the Colts, where I feel like it's perfect with him. He
Yeah.
has a good system in front of him. He has way better options with the offense than he did it with the Eagles.
A system he
Um,
knows already.
yeah, in a system that he knows. This man, like last season, I mean, there were points where it was just okay. It looked like it was his fault. The whole his throwing motion
Yeah.
kind of slow, um, play out of the pocket, kind of like second guessing himself. And sometimes that happens when it's just like,
Well,
damn, no one's open.
like when you're sacked 50 times, I would imagine you'd be second guessing yourself a little
Was
bit. Like, yeah, I'm looking at
wasn't
his.
that the most of his career?
I think that was the most anyone was sacked last season. And he missed the last, quick math, 4 games. So, like, imagine if he played the last, maybe he would have been the most sacked quarterback in history. Like, I would be scared. I'd be looking over my shoulder. Like, what do you expect him to do, man? Like, I don't know. And now he's about to play in front of the best O-line if Quentin Nelson can get healthy. Like, with receivers that weren't working, who weren't out of the NFL a couple weeks prior to being signed by the Eagles. Like, that's cool when you have actual steady NFL talent on your roster that you could throw to. I don't know. I hate the Eagles, but the way they treated Wentz was kind of messed up.
Well, do you think they really needed to trade him? Like,
Yeah.
did you have any? uh because obviously they were going downhill ever since that Super Bowl win. But did you at any point have any faith that they were going to surround this man with talent? And Carson Wentz is like 28, 29,
28.
right?
No, he's going to be 20. This will be his 29th season, I believe.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't. they have the Eagles are in a really bad position where they tried to hold on to the Super Bowl window so much that they just overpaid for players that were on the decline.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where they're at. So like, but then also like if you look at the offense that the Eagles ran for Wentz and Foles, you can tell that they trust Wentz to run the offense, so they don't really run plays for him. They kind of just go Wentz, throw the ball, and these guys are just going to run around and try to throw it to them. With Foles, they're like, all right, we're going to do play action and dummy screens and blah, 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 and have an actual system offense. With Wentz, they were kind of just like, go, run, throw. Like that was their offense. But with Foles, it was actual offense. And that was the same thing when they started their backup. I forgot his name. Jalen Hurts, Alabama. I should know that.
Yeah, your boy.
I really don't like him. I don't think he's that good, but yeah, sure. He's a running back who can throw. That's cool. I mean, yeah.
I'm preparing for Jalen Hurts season.
Oh, that's going to go downhill very quickly. And I'm excited as, again, a Giants fan. I can't
Eagles
wait.
hater, yeah.
I am an Eagles hater.
We're both
I'm sorry.
East guys, so we're rooting for each other's downfall. Like I'm rooting for Washington's downfall and the Giants.
I'm rooting for everybody's downfall.
I mean, the Eagles are already down, so I don't want to kick them. They're already suffering.